This is a presentation of the 10th chapter of Awake Bride. We will cover this section in this first part. Ezekiel 16:35-38. Why, O harlot, hear the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord God, because your filthiness was poured out, and your nakedness discovered through your prostitutions with your lovers, and with all the idols of your abominations, and by the blood of your children which you did give to them. Behold, therefore, I will gather all your lovers, I will even gather them round about against you, and I will judge you, as women that break wedlock and shed blood are judged, and I will give you blood in fury and jealousy. Abominations is tuiba, meaning disgusting and idolatry. The disgusting part is that they were giving their children to be burned to their idols. Our God has married his people. He is a jealous God. When the Hebrews followed idols, God called it adultery. Jesus paid our bride price with his life blood, thus he requires and deserves our complete affection. Deuteronomy 29:17. And you have seen their abominations, and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them. Abominations is shakuts, meaning disgusting, filthy, detestable, and especially idolatrous. Shakuts is the word Daniel uses for abomination in the following verses. Daniel 9:27. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. Daniel 11:31. And arms shall stand on his part, and they shall pollute the sanctuary of strength, and shall take away the daily sacrifice, and they shall place the abomination that makes desolate. Daniel 12. A time of trouble, for a time, times and a half, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that makes desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he that waits and comes to the 1,335 days. 3 times Daniel mentions an abomination of desolation. Desolate and desolation are the word shamame, meaning to stun or stupefy, devastate or be astonished, be destitute, destroyed, or laid waste. In the first passage, it is because of or due to the overspreading of abominations that he will make it desolate. In the second, an army pollutes the sanctuary, takes away the daily sacrifice, and places the abomination that makes desolate. In the third passage, an abomination that makes desolate is set up. Twice an individual is referenced, but once it is an army. I will begin with the army that pollutes the sanctuary, takes away the daily sacrifice, and places the abomination that makes desolate, because he's also responsible for a 4th transgression of desolation. Daniel 8:9-14. And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceeding great toward the south and toward the east and toward the pleasant land. Yes, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of the sanctuary was cast down, and a host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression, and it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. How long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice, and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden under foot? And he said to me, to 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. Transgression is pesha, meaning revolt, rebellion, or trespass. 2,300 days divided by 360 yields 6.38, or 6 1/3 years. Antiochus IV began terrorizing Jerusalem in spring of 170, and died in November or December of 164, after writing letters of apology for doing so. The Maccabees did come and cleanse and restore the temple and its worship. Therefore the second abomination of desolation passage was fulfilled before Christ was born. The armies of Antiochus Epiphanes fulfilled the abomination of Daniel 11:31 over the course of 2,300 days, and then the Maccabees cleansed the temple. Thus the second passage of abominations that made desolate in Daniel was fulfilled. I believe this prophecy also held a future echo. 7 is used as a period of punishment, and the word desolate or desolation appears 7 times in this chapter. It is the same word Daniel uses, shamemi. God prophesied 7 desolations upon his people for their sins. It is God who destroys their cities and sanctuaries because of their abominations. Daniel 9:24-27. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins, and to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah the Prince shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublous times. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood, and unto the end of the war desolations are determined. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. It was for the overspreading of their abominations that the temple was destroyed. This is not a happy prophecy of Messiah coming, because Messiah was to complete their punishment and desolations, and then be cut off for their salvation and reconciliation of iniquity. Notice the destruction of their city and sanctuary is unto the end of the war, which Messiah prophesied to them. Luke 21:20-24. And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is near. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the middle of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath on this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Psalm 49:5. Why should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heels shall compass me about? Vengeance is ekdikesis, which means retribution and punishment. Matthew 24:1-3. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said to them, See you not all these things? Truly I say to you, there shall not be left here 1 stone on another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of your coming, and of the end of the world? Matthew 24:33-34. So likewise you, when you shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Truly I say to you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. All these things referred to the buildings of the temple, which Jesus said would be destroyed within a generation, unto the end of the war, which began in the spring of 66 A.D. Between these 2 passages, Jesus spoke of another fulfillment of Daniel's Abomination of Desolation. 3 times Daniel mentions abominations that make desolation. Jesus and Titus fulfilled the first by 70 A.D. Antiochus Epiphanes and his Syrian army fulfilled the second passage. But Jesus said there would be another. Matthew 24:15-21. When you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoever reads, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. But pray you that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Jesus emphasized that the reader would have to understand, and I think he meant to understand which one of the 3 Daniel wrote about. It must be the last passage to which Jesus was referring.